Hi everyone, so sorry if the camera is wobbling. I'm trying to balance it. I'm just sitting in the guest room at my house in bed because this room gets really heated and it's freezing here. And even though it gets really heated, I'm still have a blanket over my shoulders and my hair is wet-ish. It's drying. So it doesn't look too good, but I'm just gonna go babysit, and I just wanted to make a quick vlog about books because I already did one book review vlog. And I just wanted to ask you for some recommendations on books because I realized that the order I thought I placed with Amazon, I never pressed check out. So before I check out with the books that I have in my cart, I want to ask you guys, I'm going to tell you about a little bit about my book taste and also just tell you the books that are already in there. I already added Hunger Games, which was recommended by Music Lava 26, I believe was her username. She recommended that book, and then was it my boyfriend? No, it was someone was like, "Oh my god, that series is so good." And then, um, All That Glitters 21. She put up a video about books that she's reading right now, and um, that one of the whoa, I just dropped it. One of the books from that series was in it, and she was just like, "It's really good." So I thought I'd give it a try. But also in my book list thing was the Pretty Little Liars box set because for books 1 through 4, because I've heard that they're really good. I've read the first page of the first one and I just could not get past how young it was written, which is great if you're younger, but like I'm 20 years old, and it's just kind of like hard sometimes, I think, to start a book that's written younger for you, even if it is a good storyline and everything. Sometimes you can just feel like you're reading something that's like really, I don't know, a little bit silly. Ooh, sorry, my hair's driving me crazy. A little bit silly just because it isn't written really in your like age range. But I'm gonna try it because I've liked a lot of books that are not written in my age range before. So, um, also in my book list was Anything But Typical, which isn't about an autistic kid and it's just kind of through his perspective about his diagnosis and everything. I want to work with kids when I get older, not necessarily autistic or anything, but kids interest me, so I thought that was a good book for me. It's been recommended to me 1,000 times, The Five People You Meet in Heaven, so I'm going to try to read that. I've never gotten around to buying it or anything, but I have that in my book, like my checkout cart. And then I also have, I never was into Twilight. Like, okay, that's a lie. I read Twilight. I remember I read the first one in like middle school when it first came out. And I was so obsessed with it. I was like, oh my god, she has like the perfect life. Like, she's in love with a vampire. But I think once it started getting so popular, like, it just kind of annoyed me because I don't think it's the best book on the planet. Yes, I think it's a very enticing story. Yes, I did read all of them, and I think that it's kind of like addictive, like to the point where you want to know what happens next. And I know people are going to kill me for saying this, but I think the plot is a little stupid. I think it's a little bit redundant as far as like what goes on in that book. Like, and I don't know. I just don't think that it deserves all the hype it gets, and it just kind of annoys me that every time I turn on like the TV, I feel like there's a Twilight ad or celebrity gossip about the people from Twilight, and I just like don't care. Um, but I really want to try the House of Night series because I love fantasy books. Fantasy books are probably one of my favorite. I mean, I think they are my favorite genre, but I'm very picky in fantasy, so I want to try one of them and just see how that is. I know it's about vampires, which is why I brought up Twilight. I don't, I don't know. I don't know if I'll like it. I did, but as far as my book taste goes, my fantasy books that I really love are probably just like the classics, I guess you would consider. Harry Potter series is my favorite book series slash my favorite books of all time. I love The Hobbit, which is the next book I'm going to talk about in my book vlog thing. But it's the prequel to Lord of the Rings. It's the book that happened before that J.R. Tolkien. I cannot talk. That J.R. Tolkien wrote before he wrote Lord of the Rings, and it's, in my opinion, it's better. Most people will disagree with me. I've already had this debate with like 1,000 people, but I think it's better. It's my personal opinion, but I do love Lord of the Rings, and I love Chronicles of Narnia. Those are probably some of the first chapter books I ever read. Um, well, they were read to me. but like the first like real books my dad ever read to me when I was little were Chronicles of Narnia. And so just books like that. I love like new different worlds and stuff. But I figured I do love chick lit. Sarah Destin is my favorite chick lit author of all time. I also love Nicholas Sparks, and I think he kind of writes chick lit. I mean, he writes romance novels, but I think they're kind of chick lit. And you know what chick lit is? It's like a chick flick, but literature. So chick lit. It kind of sounds like a chicklet, like a little baby chicken. That's funny. I never realized that before. But anyway, so I figure that House of Night probably, I don't even know I just know it's about a vampire school. So I'm just assuming that it combines fantasy with chicklet. That's my assumption. That was my whole entire reason behind that. But other books I love, I just did the review about The Perks of Being a Wallflower, and outside of Harry Potter, that is my favorite book of all time. And I'm trying to think of other books I've really liked. I like so many books, it's really hard for me. I love, as far as comedy goes, Chelsea Handler. Her books are hysterical. I think when I review those books, I'm going to do them all at once, and I'm going to wait till I get back to school because I'll have all those books on hand because I didn't bring many of my books home. But trying to think other books that I like. I love Of Mice and Men. If we're gonna go with more classic books, I love Of Mice and Men. I love Catcher in the Rye. I love Pride and Prejudice. I'm not a fan of Shakespeare. I know people are probably gonna kill me for that one too. Romeo and Juliet is probably the only book that I really, truly, genuinely like by Shakespeare, and I hate the ending. Like, I mean, I know it makes it what it is. I know it gives it all the meaning that it gives it. The fact that they die, which I'm sure I'm not ruining that for anyone. Like, everyone knows that they both die. And I just think that's stupid. I think that's really stupid. But anyway, other books I've liked, I like The Giver. Now that I'm like thinking about books I like, I can't think of any, but I do love them. My interest though in books, I love chick lit, like I said, I love fantasy, and I really like mystery, sciencey. Lois Duncan, is that how you pronounce it? Yeah, I think. She used to be like my favorite author of all time. Like, I used to be obsessed with her. I kind of want to reread her now that I just said that. But yeah, I used to be like obsessed with her. So that is just to give you a clue. I like mysteries. On TV, what I like to watch is, whoa, the channel changed. I was just watching one of the 15 mysterious vanished girls type of thing, and I know I like stuff like that. But I don't know if you have any books, like really you can recommend me anything, and I might not get it just because I'm not gonna, if it doesn't sound like something I'd actually read, I probably won't get it. But if you put it in the comments or whatever and like just tell me about it, or tell me your top 5 favorite books or something like that, then I'll probably just Amazon them and see the descriptions, and then before I place an order, then I can like decide what I want. I'm really excited about the Hunger Games, actually. Thank you so much. I don't know if I already said this, but I think it was Music Lava 26, which 26 is my birthday date, so I like that number. But anyway, I'm really excited to read that series. Like, now I'm really excited because so many, like, I was reading the reviews when I looked it up. I was like, oh, so many people like this book, so I think it's going to be really good. So anyway, I'm going to later do my current favorite products video, because I didn't do a December, nor did I do a November favorites, and I guess I could still do December favorites, but I feel like I'd have a lot of favorites because I don't know. I'm just going to do a current beauty loves video later. Tomorrow I might do, no, Thursday I might do a tutorial. Tomorrow I babysit again, which is why I haven't really been making makeup videos, because I'm babysitting a lot and I just don't feel like I need to put on makeup to babysit, like besides like foundation. And like you can see, I'm wearing like a little bit of stuff on the eyes, but foundation, bronzer, tad bit of blush, which you can't even see. I'm wearing Coralista. It's my favorite blush right now. That'll be my current beauty loves, just a little preview. As will what's sitting next to me, what's on my lips. Two things on my lips. So anyway, that was random, but if you guys have favorite books, I'm right now dying to read, and I don't feel like I have any books around me that I want to read, so just like tell me what's up. So what's up with the book world? And thank you so much. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys all later.